I guess the question you've asked me there, right? If I put it in physio terms, would be, well, remember when we were all at university, right? And the first ever lesson where they're teaching you, well, did they ever teach us how to actually fix anything, right? But you get the point. Where you're going, well, a grade 2 hamstring tear, how long will that take? How long will an ankle sprain actually take? Well, we don't really know until we start doing it. And until we start seeing and getting a knowledge bank of well, if there's this much swelling and this much movement or this much laxity, and if the Achilles is tight and it was been 3 months, it probably is going to take 4 to 6 weeks to get back. Right? But the more that you do the treatments, and the more you advance your treatments and you speak to your patients, it's like, oh, actually, now I can do this in 3 weeks. Same with your staff. Keep talking to each other, and you'll close the gap between what you expect to get done and what you want to get done, and what you expect to get done and what can get done. Somewhere in the middle is friction, and you'll pull that away from you if you get closer to your staff. But you've got to sit down. This is what I expect. You're not in trouble. You're only in trouble if you tell me after the fact that you didn't have time, because that was just an excuse. That was sloppy standards. Now it's discipline. Now it's habits. All sorts of things that we're having a different conversation than about the Facebook ad not being done.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, brilliant.
As always, it's always, it's going back to, have you got the courage to be who you want to be? And the more that you just live and breathe this game of business, the more that you hear it, the more that you're around it, the more that you just obsess over it, read it, study it, ask the questions. It's just an athlete getting better at his craft. It's just a guitar player getting better at playing guitars. It's an orchestra getting better in rhythm. That's all this is. The more that you understand the game, the more confident, the more courage you get, because you know, remember what I said this morning, how do you get past criticism? I think it was criticism and resistance. Educate yourself on matters of fact. And the more that you stop pulling from oh, my great uncle told me this, and I read in the newspapers this, and fucking Piers Morgan said this, and whoever else said this, and I've heard this, right? Those people are a mess in life. They're literally a whiff of wind blows most people over, because they haven't got any education on facts, on things that are. It's all on fantasy stuff that they're seeing in the news, and they wonder why it never ever works out for themselves. The craft that you're honing, the thing that you are as a business owner, every day, every week, every month, you should be getting more educated and more knowledge about this thing, this moving entity, this living, breathing baby that's getting bigger every week and every month. The more that you study your baby, the more that you can help it to grow, the more that you can do things with it, the better you get as a parent, the more that you study kids, the more that you understand them, the easier it is. You don't fight all your fights, you pick your battles. You do certain things at certain times. I didn't know any of this when Harry arrives. Well, when Grayson arrives, it's like, well, these are the lessons we've learned. We've just evolved as parents. Same as a business owner. I don't know all the answers, but I'm kind of know I'm going in the right direction. I'm learning a lot of lessons. I'm realizing that this is actually more about me than them. The better I behave, the better they seem to behave. The better standards I set, the better standards they seem to have. The more courageous I get, the more courageous they get. It's like, that's literally where it comes from. But there's an obsession with me, and this is the bit. There's an obsession, like absolute obsession, surrounded by books and studying from people to get insights into business and understanding what the craft is in the game that I'm playing. That the more that I understand it, the more ferocious you'll see me on these calls, because I'm not bothered about, I've said this before, I'm not bothered what you think about what I'm teaching you. Whether you like it or you don't is not for debate. That it's right is not for debate. It might not be the answer that I wanted, but most of the time it's the answer I needed. And I get more confident in teaching it because I understand it more, I'm playing it more, I'm living it more, I'm reading it more, I'm studying it more, I'm investing in it more. And it's no coincidence that it's not long after that the businesses get better themselves. But it starts with me. And that's where I think it's got to go back to you. You've got to go, great, how can I help shorten the gap between what I expect and what I'm getting? Well, let's get closer. Let's set some boundaries. Let's set some standards, reasonable ones, fair ones, not arsehole ones, not absolute bastard ones that just says, email me in advance if you're going to miss this because I want to help you. Thanks for watching this video. And if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.